The Message. The Message is a bite-sized PSHE lesson just for you. It is jam-packed with spoken words, music videos, facts and stats, life-transforming stories. And each week we're going to look at a different topic. This very first episode, we're going to look at the subject of well-being and resilience. Daniel and myself are going to be your hosts throughout this series. So why don't we introduce ourselves before we crack on?
Hey, what's happening? My name is Daniel and I'm part of an indie pop band called Brightline. Maybe you've seen us in school, maybe you've seen us at gigs. If not, where have you been? Don't worry, I'll let you know how you can book us next year. We use music as a way to tell people about hope, to say that in the midst of the storms of life, there is hope, and that hope has a name, and his name is Jesus. I am so excited to jump on this adventure with you as we look at some interesting points.
So my name is Emma Owen and I run a project called Respect Me. We got teams all over the nation and one in South Africa. Maybe you've had one of our teams in your school recently. Our main job is to inform, equip and empower young people like yourself to make really good, healthy choices in life. Daniel and myself and the majority of our guests actually work for the Message Trust, which is a Christian charity. We work in schools, in prisons and in our local communities. Our heart and passion is that you will really understand your true worth and value so that you can reach your full potential in life.
Faith is important and personal. Do you have faith or follow a religion? Everyone on this show is Christian, and we found the Bible to be super helpful in giving us answers and helping us work through certain situations in our life. We want to share with you some of our experiences, and the first thing that we're going to do is jump straight into the Bible and see what it has to say. And we hopefully then be able to share with you some wisdom and some ideas as we work throughout the sessions.
Throughout this session, you may have some questions. Can I encourage you to write them down as we go along? You should get an opportunity after this video to discuss those questions within your group or with your school teachers. But you might find it actually brings up some issues, some personal struggles that you may have. If we share anything that's a little bit close to the bone or a little bit sensitive, can I encourage you to speak to an adult that you can trust straight away or as soon as possible? Maybe that person's going to be a parent or guardian at home, it might be your school teacher or your youth leader, but please make sure you do that. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name is Ben Davies and he wrote this track during lockdown. Enjoy.
Elevation. Look, I'm in isolation, 5 days and waiting, dreaming over Mackies, busy hibernating. It's tried my patience, lie awake debating. I might just find a way to fly away from my vacation. It's deeper than I thought it was, now I'm at a toilet roll. People keep avoiding you, feeling like you caught a cold. Tell me where your boy could go, truth is I enjoy it though. Introverted, introverted, trying to stay employed though. Making many videos, I do it for the gram. Keep my nose, toes and hands sanitized, that's the plan. And I'm feeling like the man, gotta look out for my nan. And I'm staying off the tram, see me praying for the land. Putting work into my purpose, right behind the curtains. Everybody's crazy, never been so nervous. Nothing is for certain, but know that it's all good. I hope that you go back, relax, and don't let it be a burden.
I don't know about you, but during lockdown, I've been on loads of bike rides. I also got an Xbox One and I've been playing loads of FIFA and Warzone. What did you do, Emma?
I probably made around 30 sets of Lego. I know, geek, but I did actually watch the entire catalogue of Marvel movies. Epic! It was so cool. So my question is, what did you get up to over lockdown? Did you enjoy the sun, those rays? Did you do some baking? Or did you get glued to Netflix or your PS4 or your Xbox?
Okay, well, over lockdown, so much baking, banana bread, cookies, muffins.
Sometimes Fortnite, most of the time gaming.
I've actually been a housewife this lockdown because my mum and dad have been working, so I've been doing, all the typical mumsy jobs, so it's not been very fun, but we're dealing with it.
Also been revising, unfortunately.
It's been so boring. I've just had so much college work to get on with.
I've been playing football. Yeah, trying to be sporty.
I've been doing a lot of gaming, mucking about with the mates, because what else you meant to do as a guy.
Oh yeah, we watched all the Marvel in chronological order. It's pretty cool.
COVID-19 has forced a change on all of us. There is a new normal and this can be challenging. That's why it's vitally important that we take care of ourselves and learn how to adapt. I want to introduce to you some of my friends from the band OTC, James, Aiden and Gina. So, What is well-being and resilience?
Well-being involves having a positive self-image and having a good self-esteem. How do you view yourself? Do you like yourself? Or do you allow other people's opinions and actions to affect you in a negative way? Maybe it's hard when social media sells us this perfect picture of who we should be and tempts us to compare ourselves to others. Remember, your value doesn't decrease based on somebody else's inability to see your worth.
I don't actually know what resilience is. Is that when you're like resilient?
I would say resilience is if you maybe failed something or you felt like you haven't done very well at something, to have the strength to be able to try and go and have a go at it anyway.
The ability to not give up, even if it's painful. When I'm going on a run, resilience would be, even when it starts hurting, to push even harder.
So like at school, if I did badly in a test and I know that I could really let that get me down, but instead I could go back, revise and maybe try a bit harder next time and just not let that failure affect me, I guess.
I think resilience is when you just push forwards because you have that, or for me, anger, just push through and make sure I beat my sister at that race.
Yeah, I think like resilience is to persevere through something, to get together and...
Duke of Edinburgh. You just gotta get through it. That is the worst thing I've ever been through, but it's like no matter how hard it is, you just gotta stick it out. Even if you really, really are crying in a tent at 3 in the morning, you just gotta stick it out.
Resilience, which is directly related to well-being, is our ability to cope and adapt in new situations. Resilience is about taking steps towards looking after our well-being, and it can help us deal with things like pressure and reduce the impact that stress has on our lives. This is also sometimes called developing emotional resilience. See, resilience isn't just about us bouncing back, but it's actually about our capacity to adapt in the face of those challenges, whilst maintaining a stable, positive mental well-being. Resilience isn't just a personality trait, it's something that we can all take steps towards achieving. So we as OTC normally work in schools and do gigs, but obviously we're not able to do any of that at the minute. So we've really had to think outside of a box as to how we can still connect with people like you. Also, I don't know about you, but I've really been missing my mates. I've been finding it super helpful to get them on my phone, get them on FaceTime, write letters, or just hang out on Zoom parties. What have you all been doing to stay in touch? Maybe it's gaming together, watching a film via a Netflix party, or maybe you're just enjoying the outdoors a little bit more than usual. If you're into your social media or your YouTubers, then we as OTC are going to be going live every Monday evening, so come hang out with us, come tune in, we'd love to see you guys there.
Did you know that 20% of teenagers will experience depression before they make it to adulthood? If you're feeling like that at the moment, especially because of everything that's changed during lockdown, you're not on your own. Do make sure though that you're speaking to an adult that you can trust to get some help.
Did you know that 40% of teenagers have said that images on social media cause them to worry about their own body image? Yes, it's important to stay fit and healthy. I don't know about you, but I love to dance and that helps me and I love it. But the thing is, we can't be comparing ourselves to other people and getting to an unhealthy stage.
Did you know bananas can help you with your mental resilience? Bananas are the only fruit to contain an amino acid called tryptophan and vitamin B6. Those two chemicals together help you create a thing called serotonin, which is a natural substance that your body produces that helps you to stabilise your mood and can actually help alleviate things like depression.
70% of girls don't actually feel good about themselves, whether that's relationships with family and friends, appearance, or success in school. I was meant to be doing my A-levels this year, but actually, as you know, they got cancelled. And when I get my results later in August, am I going to let those results define me and my well-being and how I perceive myself? Because realistically, we shouldn't let grades define who we are.
Things have been said and done to me. There was this noise in my head and this pain inside. I felt as though I didn't belong anywhere or to anyone. I was desperate to be as good as everyone else. I was still Rachel, but I just felt like I was lost. I didn't smile or feel things. I was just numb. I didn't know who I was anymore, but I realised I had to trust the people who wanted to help. I couldn't do this on my own. When you've allowed yourself to think a certain way, it's really hard to undo. You have to set small goals and allow yourself to acknowledge the tiniest achievement. You begin to relearn how to think and cope. Slowly, I became physically and mentally stronger. I am still rebuilding and relearning, and sometimes I have a hard day, but I've realised that that's okay, that's life. There's highs and lows and so much in between. We don't stay the same. We grow, we learn, we change. Accept who you are. Be kinder to yourself. And enjoy becoming all that you have the potential to be.
For me personally, when I'm struggling, I see what the Bible has to say. You see, in the book of Joshua chapter 1 verse 19, which is in the Old Testament, it says, "Be strong and brave, don't be afraid. Don't panic, for I, the Lord your God, am with you in all that you do." See, this is a promise. It's a promise that God is with me in everything. See, maybe next time when you're feeling concerned or maybe you're feeling lonely, why don't you shoot a prayer up to God? For me personally, prayer is like talking to a friend who cares for me. And I do that all the time.
So how do we become resilient to the changes in our own personal situations? So whether it's a global pandemic, maybe you've moved house or you've moved to a new school, or maybe a relationship or your family situation has changed. We want to help you, and there's some great charities and websites out there that we can signpost you to. Maybe you could check out Mind, the Lily Joe Project, or Childline.
We would also like to recommend these practical ideas. Find hobbies that you enjoy, something that you're good at to help build your confidence. Lack of sleep can cause negative feelings to feel exaggerated, making you feel low or less confident. Don't stay up all night, make sure you get enough sleep. Eating a well-balanced diet. Stopping or reducing alcohol intake, avoiding tobacco or drugs will improve your general well-being. Hang out with people that won't criticize you, people that make you feel comfortable. Spend time with people that are positive and supportive, and that will make you feel more confident. In return, be supporting and caring to others. Pay attention to your body language as well as what you say. Try to talk about your feelings, but wait until you feel calm, and then clearly explain how you feel.
It's our natural instinct to want to be in control over all areas of our lives. We want to be the ones to decide our future, who we're going to go out with or what career we're going to have. But sometimes there's situations where we just have no control. And that's what happened to me. When I was 15, I developed an anxiety disorder, and it completely shook my life. What I thought was my identity was gone, and I had no idea who I was anymore. I had no idea if I'd ever be able to get out of the house and not feel nervous, let alone if I'd be able to do any of my GCSE exams, or if I'd ever achieve my dream of becoming a professional musician. It was so unbelievably scary, having no control. But in the Bible, in a place called Proverbs 3 verse 5, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." In my darkest place, I had to learn that actually it was okay not to be in control, because that's when God shows that He is in control. And it's a lot better for the creator of the world to be in control over my situation because He can use any situation for good. Choosing to trust God and put Him first in my choices every day was and is for me the hardest thing to do, but it's also the most freeing thing, because it means that I don't have to rely on myself and I don't have to have it all together. I can acknowledge that actually I am weak and I need God's help. And the amazing thing is, He does help me. He always helps me because He loves and cares for each and every one of us. Thankfully, like me, the Bible is full of stories of weak people who God uses to do amazing things. And I think it's pretty amazing that God uses me to play music in front of people and to be a part of seeing people's lives transformed when they give it to Jesus. He's proven in my life to be 100% trustworthy. Will you let Him prove it to you too?
Sadly, we've come to the end of the session. If you've got any questions, maybe after this video, that's the time to talk in your groups. If you're personally struggling with anything that we said today, please remember, talk to an adult that you can trust.
Make sure you check our socials, as we're going to be going live every evening with the message Trust. If you are a creative person, why not check out Genetic Sessions every Wednesday, and you'll be able to learn a new skill set in dance, drums, guitar, or music production. The details are on the screen.
We're going to be back next week with a new topic, so we'll see you then.
But don't go just yet. We want to leave you a little something special, an amazing music video from our awesome friends, Social Beings. See you next time.
I might call in sick and say I ain't coming to work today. Boss is gonna be hella mad and that's hella A-okay. Ticket to Jamaica, take the family on a getaway. Everybody get your passports. They say that time waits for no man and can't get time back, so I'ma live every moment like this could be my last. And I wanna love my family like they all I have, and give all my anxieties to God who got my back. That's right, I ain't got no worries on my mind, cause I talk to my problems all the time, saying adios and bye-bye, thanking you for nada, flying over you, singing Hakuna Matata. I ain't got no worries on my mind, cause I talk to my problems all the time, saying adios and bye-bye, thanking you for nada, flying over you, singing Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, miss me with that drama. I don't need no gin and juice, I got me some agua. Flow so hot like lava, dripping on these stardust. I can forget that I'm living my dream, like them candelabras. Yeah, I got me some problems, but I'll let you know. Talking about them, that's the way to let it go. If you're hating on this dude, sending shots like a missile. I don't carry no tissue, sounds like a personal issue. Alright, I ain't got no worries on my mind, cause I talk to my problems all the time, saying adios and bye-bye, thanking you for nada, flying over you, singing Hakuna Matata. I ain't got no worries on my mind, cause I talk to my problems all the time, saying adios and bye-bye, thanking you for nada, flying over you, singing.
Alright, we're done. That's it. Video's over. Probably gonna suck anyways. Let's go get some Chipotle.